Hi, good day. Namaste. It's Jacci. We're going to do a little yoga practice again together. So I encourage you to take a little time to get yourself settled, get a mat, and you can lie it out on the floor. If you don't have a mat, it's fine to just do your practice on the floor. You want to have enough space behind you to stretch your arms up over your head. If you find it helpful to pad your knees when we come onto hands and knees, you can grab a blanket or a towel or something to pad your knees. And we're going to begin today lying down on our back. So take a moment as you're getting yourself settled. You might close the door of the room that you're in. You might, take time for yourself. Turn off your phones, turn off your computers. Let yourself have a little time. And as you come to lie on your back, take a moment to stretch the arms up over your head. You might even stretch a little bit, spread your fingers, notice the sides of the body. And then as you bring your arms down, make sure your shoulders feel comfortable. And then draw your knees into your chest one leg at a time and massage your low back. And you can rock side to side. You can put your hands on your knees and circle your knees and just beginning to bring your attention and your awareness into your body. So we're beginning to turn away from all the concerns and to-dos of the day. Take a moment to let your legs rest. We'll just let the feet come down and let the legs rest with the knees bent. You may find it nice to have the feet a little bit apart and the knees touching. For many people, that's comfortable. You can rest your hands on your belly and either just gaze at one point or softly close your eyes and take a couple of breaths to just be aware, to notice how you're feeling, to bring your attention here into this moment. And then begin to invite some deeper breath, letting the inhales be a little deeper and the exhales be a little longer, and as much as you can, breathe in and out through your nose. Just settling down for your practice, just letting go of all the concerns and to-dos of your day. And we'll begin by taking the arms down onto the floor beside the body. You can blink your eyes open if you had them closed. And on your inhale, reach both arms up over your head and see if you can follow your hands with your eyes. And on the exhale, lower your arms and your eyes can trace your hands. So there's be a point where you can't see your hands anymore. So just notice where that is. Inhale up, letting your eyes follow your hands. This is as far back as you can see. And then exhale, pull your belly in as you bring the hands down. And one more time like that. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, arms down. And then when your hands are down on the floor, pause and draw the knees back up into your chest. And a similar movement with the legs. So please inhale and lift your legs up toward the ceiling. So push the heels up high. Try to have the heels right over your hips. Exhale down. And you just straighten your legs any amount that you can. On the inhale, push your heels up. You can spread your toes. And on your exhale, bend your knees. And then add the arm movement as well. So lift your legs and your arms at the same time. And then bend the knees, lower your arms, pull in your belly. Inhale, lift. See what you're noticing about your body. Exhale down. And one more repetition, both legs, both arms. And exhale down. And then once you're all the way down, pause and please lower just your left foot to the floor and keep your left arm relaxed. And we're going to move just the right leg and the right arm. So please inhale, lift your right leg, right arm. And as you exhale, bend the knee and lower your arm. And just get some awareness of the right side. Two more. Inhale, lift your right leg, right arm. Exhale, bend the knee, lower your arm. And one more time. Lift your right leg, right arm, and then hold in place. And on your exhale, soften your elbows, soften your knee. And when you inhale, try to lengthen that side. So push up your heel, lengthen your arm. Exhale, soften the knee, soften your elbow. And on the inhale, as you lengthen, maybe you noticed your leg and your arm, but can you feel a little lengthening in your spine? And then one more. Exhale. And one more. Inhale. Let everything get long. And exhale. Bend the knee, lower your arms. So we're trying to move slowly and breathe slowly in these practices. So please draw your left knee into your chest, and on an inhale, lift your left leg and your left arm. And on your exhale, lower your arm and bend your left knee. Pull your belly in. And again, left arm, left leg. And on the exhale, bend and lower. And one more, lift. Now we're going to hold on the exhale, so pull your belly in, soften your knee, soften your elbow. And on your inhale, lengthen. Arm, leg, spine. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. And one more. Exhale. And inhale. And then exhale, bend your knee, lower your arm. Once you get everything down, you can put your foot on the floor. Take a breath, just a free breath. And we're going to repeat that with both legs and both arms. So draw your knees up one at a time. And with your in-breath, lengthen both legs up toward the ceiling and both arms up over your head. Spread your fingers, spread your toes. And on the exhale, lower your arms, bend your knees. So try to be aware of a feeling of lengthening on the in-breath. Exhale, and there's a feeling of contracting, of pulling in the belly on the exhale. And then we'll hold this one. So inhale up. On the exhale, soften both knees, soften both elbows, hug your belly in. And then where can you lengthen on your in-breath? Exhale, soften. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. One more. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, bend your knees, lower your arms, and lower your feet to the floor. Take a moment to notice. And then for the next part, if you could roll over to your side, we'll come on to hands and knees. And you can pad your knees if you like. So if you need something to support your knees, I am in favor of that. So I'm going to grab my little blanket here and place it under my knees. And then we'll come to the tabletop position, hands under the shoulders, hips over the knees. Thinking about the breath in this position, inhale, lift your chest and your eyes. And exhale, pulling the navel in, round back to child's pose. Let your elbows touch down and fold back. Let your hips sink back and your head bow. And then inhale up to tabletop. And exhale back. And when you rise, I'd like you to lift your right leg back behind you and the opposite arm forward. So right leg back, left arm forward. And then exhale back down as smoothly as you can, all the way back to child's pose. And then rise and lift your left leg and right arm. Here's that feeling of lengthening on the in-breath. And then exhale down and fold back. And each side again, right leg, left arm, inhale. And then smoothly down, maybe your hand and your knee touch right at the same time. Fold back. And then left leg, right arm, inhale. Exhale down. Feel free to breathe a little slower than me or faster if that's necessary. But breathe as slowly as you can. One more to each side. Right leg, left arm, inhale. Exhale, come down, fold back. And then left leg, right arm, inhale. And exhale down and fold back. Inhale up to all fours. And then push up to stand on your knees. And again, pad your knees more if you need to. You can also do this movement standing on your feet if standing on your knees is not great for you. And then please inhale your arms out to the side and up. Big breath, reach up, lift your eyes. And then exhale. We're going to bring the arms down, sweep the hands behind your back, and fold down a little bit like your child's pose. So the hips go back and your head bows down, any amount. And on your inhale, sweep back up. Sweep your arms back up, lift your chest and eyes. And then exhale down, hands behind your back. Maybe you stack the opposite hand up on your back first. And then rise back up on your inhale. And one more like that. Exhale down, belly in, folding down. And then a sweet inhale to rise back up on your in-breath. Just waking up the joints. And then exhale your arms down. Take a moment to circle your shoulders. And then put your hands down on the mat again. Spread your fingers wide. And we're going to push up to the downward facing dog position and stretch out the back of the body. So pedal out your legs. Walk your dog. Keep your arms firm. Push the hands down. Feel how that helps you lift the hips up more. And then in the same way that we did those other movements, on the exhale, see if you can pull your belly in, soften both knees, soften both elbows. And on your inhale, lengthen back out. Exhale, belly in, soften elbows, soften knees. Inhale, lengthen again. Exhale, that softening and pulling in the belly. And inhale, that lengthening. And then you can hold the pose a little bit longer, maybe turning your head side to side. Just see what you feel here. And when you feel ready to come out of the pose, we'll stand up. So you can walk your hands in, walk your feet in, and you can slide that padding out of the way if you had something under your knees, and come to standing. Jiggle a little bit. You can shake your feet, shake your hands, and get a sense of how it feels to be standing up. Some shoulder rolls might be nice. So standing tall, we call this mountain pose, or in Sanskrit it's called Tadasana. So you feel your steady, strong legs, and you feel that lifting up in your spine. And we're going to do moving mountain. So on your next in-breath, please sweep your arms out to the side, and we're going to let the heels float up off of the floor. So you're coming up onto the balls of the feet as the hands float up. And on the exhale, let your hands come down and see if your heels can touch the floor as your hands touch your legs. So your arms have a big distance to travel, and your heels have not very far to go. So the heels are moving down very slowly. And exhale down. You should feel the legs quivering. They should be moving. We should feel those muscles engaging. So this time, inhale and lift. And when you exhale, go halfway down with your heels. Bend your elbows and hug them back. Feel your shoulder blades hug together, that opening in your chest. And then inhale, lift your hands back up and lift your heels back up. You might lift your eyes. And then exhale all the way down, letting your heels touch as your hands touch the sides of your body. This time we'll do that 2 breaths. So inhale, lift your arms and your heels up. And same concept as what we were doing on the floor. So exhale, belly draws in, soften your elbows, lower your heels a little bit. And then inhale, we lengthen back out. Lift your heels back up, lift your eyes if it doesn't make you too wobbly. And then exhale, soften down again. Inhale, lift back up again. Exhale all the way down. And you should feel some work in the muscles of your legs. We're going to do one more repetition this time. Instead of keeping the arms straight, we're going to turn the chest on the exhale. So we'll do 3 breaths. We'll do 2 turn to each side and then 1 to the center. So as you're ready, inhale both arms up, lift your heels. So slow exhale, draw the belly in, lower your heels a little bit, and as you bend your elbows, turn to one side. You might even turn your head. And then inhale back to the center and lift. Good. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center, and lift. Now exhale halfway down, no turn. Belly in, elbows back. Inhale, reach up, reach up, reach up, reach up, reach up. And then a slow exhale as you come all the way down. And then you can give your legs a little shake. And you may notice there was a bit of a back bend in that movement, so we're going to stretch out our back. So I'd like you to step your feet out a bit wide. And we're going to do a little forward fold in this position. So hands on your hips, take an in-breath. Pull your belly in on the exhale and fold down. Let the knees bend, almost like a squat. And you can just go halfway down, or if it's comfortable for you, you can let your head hang down toward the floor. On the in-breath, slide your hands up first and come up with a nice long spine. And we'll just do that one more time. So exhale, belly in, take a bow, either halfway. So if it makes you dizzy or it's uncomfortable to let your head hang down, halfway down is okay. And then inhale, hands up first, and then long spine as you come back up. And take a moment to jiggle and wiggle. And then we're going to do a movement in the warrior one position. So in this stance, the feet will be hip-width apart. So plus step your right foot forward, so that heel is in line with your right hip, and your left foot back, so it's lined up with your left hip, and the back foot is turned out at an angle. And then take a test bend in your front knee. We want that knee to be pretty much right over the heel on the bend. And on the exhale, you can straighten that leg, and here's that hugging in of the abdomen. You might even touch your belly. So in the movement, on the inhale, we're going to bend the front knee and let the arms lift up in that cactus position. So hug your shoulder blades onto your back. And on the exhale, straighten your leg, front leg, and just lower your arms back down. Pull your belly in. And do that again. Inhale, lifting. And then exhale, lowering. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. And then the next one, we're going to come into the pose and hold the pose. So bend the knee and lift. Now on your exhale, hug the belly in and draw the elbows down and back a little bit. And you feel the chest open. You might even push your chest forward a little bit. And on the inhale, just let your hands float up that little bit. Maybe you lift your eyes. Exhale, kind of a subtle movement, just hugging in the belly, hugging the shoulder blades together. Inhale, little lift. Lengthen the spine here. Exhale. Inhale. And then on your exhale, just lower your arms, straighten the front leg, pause for a moment. Okay, we're going to do one more movement in this pose where we're going to hold the bend in the knee. So inhale, bend the knee. And I'd like you to take your back leg arm, your left hand, and just reach over and touch that front leg. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to try to open the upper body in a little twist. So the front leg's going to stay firm, and we're going to take the right arm out to the side. And on your inhale, let that arm move back any amount and try to look that way. Don't lose your balance. And on your exhale, draw it back into the center, belly in. And do that again. Inhale, open. Exhale, doesn't matter how far back you go. You may look at the floor to help with your balance. Inhale, open. Exhale, back. And we'll try to hold the open position one breath. So inhale, open. Hold, exhale. Hold, inhale. And then exhale back to the center. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale in place. Inhale, reach. And then exhale your hands down. And I'm going to give you two choices here. If you'd like to come to downward facing dog pose, you can come on down to downward facing dog. Or you can just step your feet together with me and give your legs a little shake. And we're going to do a little swinging movement. So let the feet come wide. This is called empty coat sleeves. So you picture a small kid in a big person's coat and the empty sleeves flopping around. So if you're in downward dog, you can pedal out your legs. You can move your neck a little bit. If you're swinging with me, let the head turn. And then come to standing. So if you're in mountain and downward dog, come on up. Stand in mountain pose. Take a pause to notice how you feel. So we've done the warrior one sequence on one side. So what are you noticing about the two sides of your body here? How do you feel? All right, and then we're going to do the whole sequence on the other side. So please step your left foot forward in front of your left hip. Step your right foot back in line with your right hip, and the back foot is turned out at a bit of an angle. And then the test bend on the inhale, we want that front knee over the heel. On the exhale, when you straighten the leg, touch your belly. So if you felt a little off balance, especially in the twist part of the other side, you might have your feet not quite so wide here. So exhale, straighten, and then we'll begin the movement with the cactus arms. So bend the knee and lift your bent elbows up and draw the shoulder blades together. Push your chest forward. Slow exhale, let the front leg extend and lower the arms. Inhale, front knee bends, arms lift, elbows back, chest forward. And exhale, down. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, here we're going to hold the pose. So bending the knee, inhale. And this subtle movement on the exhale, we're going to draw the elbows down a little bit and back, belly in. And on the inhale, there's a feeling of lifting the hands a little, lift the chest, maybe lift the eyes. And exhale, drawing down, just subtle. Inhale, little lift. Both legs very firm and strong. Exhale. Inhale. One more exhale. And then you can come out of the pose for a moment. Just see how things are feeling. And then we're going to do one more movement where we're going to hold the bend in the front knee, and this is the part where we're going to do the little twist. So bend your knee a comfortable amount. Less bend is a little less challenging. So you choose how much. Take your opposite hand, so right hand's going to rest on that knee, and the left arm's going to start just straight out to the side. So on your in-breath, lift your chest and open that left arm back behind you. Turn your head if it doesn't bother your balance. And exhale your arm forward. Pull your belly in. Just holding the legs steady. Inhale your arm back. Exhale your arm forward. This time we'll hold one breath. So inhale, open any amount. Don't hurt your shoulder. Exhale, hold, pull in the belly. Inhale, open a little more. Now exhale that arm all the way forward, keeping the front leg bent. Lift both arms. You could have them back in the cactus arms if you like, or you can lengthen them up. Enjoy the breath here. On your exhale, please bring your hands down. And then we're going to all come to downward facing dog for a breath. So you could just put your hands down and step that front foot back. You may find it easier to lower the back knee down, come to all fours, stack your hands up under your shoulders, and then push up to the downward facing dog position. And try the pose this time with your feet wider. This can be a nice way to stretch out the back. You can bend one knee at a time. Or again, you can try, as we did at the very beginning, exhale, soften the elbows, soften the knees, and inhale, lengthen back out. Exhale. Inhale, get longer. Exhale. Inhale, get longer. And then on your exhale, let your knees come down to the floor and roll over onto your back again. Once you're on your back, you can take a moment to notice how you feel. So these little pauses are really helpful tools. So you can pause for a moment. You might rest your hands on your belly. might even close your eyes. We call this an interoceptive pause. So it's an opportunity to notice how you're doing. How are you feeling? So, of course, the physical sensations, how are you feeling in your body, but also how are you feeling? So it's a good thing to do during a yoga practice, but it's a good thing to do anytime, especially, we're living in a stressful time. If you get anxious or worried or triggered by things, you can take a moment to close your eyes, take a breath, check in, notice the sensations in your body, notice the breath. Just be aware. It can really help us to cope, to deal with the world a little bit better. So you can open your eyes and walk your feet in so that the heels are lined up with your hip bones, and the feet are pretty close to your body. So depending on your knees, just bend them as much as you can. And then bring your hands, palms down by your sides. So first inhale, we're going to lift both arms up over our head. Maybe you trace your hands with your eyes again. And exhale, hands down, belly in. And just reconnecting to that smooth rhythm of your breath. Inhale up again. And exhale down. And when your hands get down, keep your hands down, and on this inhale, we'll lift the hips up off of the floor. So bridge pose, and you can lift up any amount. And then exhale back down as smoothly as you can. And do that again. Lift your hips up. See what you notice. Where's the work of this movement? Exhale down. So maybe you feel that in your hamstrings or your glutes or maybe the back muscles. This time feel free to lift just your hips or to add the arms. Lift your arms too. And then exhale down as smoothly as you can. And again, lift your arms up, or hips and arms. And down, exhale. And the next one, you can stay in the pose. You're welcome to keep moving up and down if you like that. If you like, this time you can lift your hips only, or you can lift the hips and arms. And just holding the pose. You want to keep your neck even here. Don't turn your head side to side. And see what you notice. So the function of this pose is not to see how high you can get your hips up. The function of the pose is to work the muscles in the back of the body, so the legs, the glutes, the back muscles. It's really not about cranking your hips up so high. Keep breathing. So if you've already come down, that's fine. If you're still up, let's come down on the next exhale. And then just draw your knees into your chest one at a time and let your knees rock side to side. You may enjoy lifting your chest up towards your knees after that pose. You can see. You can circle your ankles if you like. And then we're going to do a gentle twisting movement. So you can lower your feet back down one at a time and let your feet come out to the edges of your mat, or if you're just on the floor, wider than your hips. And you can even rest your hands down on the lower belly so you can kind of feel your hip area. And a lot of times we do this movement pretty big. We're going to do the windshield wiper twist, but what I'm going to suggest is that you try not to let the hips move too much. So take an inhale, and on your exhale, let your knees go over maybe 6 or 8 inches. At some point, you're going to start to feel that opposite hip roll up. And then inhale. It should lift a little bit. Don't go too far. Let's stay with a small movement today. So exhale, and inhale, center. Exhale. You can turn your head if you like. You may notice that your head just kind of wants to turn. Inhale. And exhale. So maybe you have a little more awareness of your hips and the back if you do the movement smaller. Maybe. You see what you notice. And then you might enjoy staying with that smaller range of movement, or if you like, you can let the knees go way out to the sides and you feel more in probably the front of the legs and the quadriceps and the hip flexors. But if that hurts your back, if it just is a little too much to take the legs way over to the sides, don't go so far. There's this big back bend here that maybe isn't helpful for you. Again, you're welcome to turn the head the opposite direction or not. Moving with your breath. So when your knees are to the center the next time, pause. And then walk your feet back in so that they're hip-width apart. And we're just going to do a little symmetrical movement after that asymmetry. So please draw your knees into your chest one at a time and place your hands on your kneecaps so your fingers face your toes. And this is a simple movement that's mainly about your breath. It's called Apanasana. So on the exhale, the elbows bend so that the knees draw closer to the chest, and there's pressure, a little pushing on the belly. And on the inhale, the arms extend so that the knees rock away, and then you can take a big breath into your belly. Exhale. So just breathing as slowly as you can, moving as slowly as you can. And inhale. So it could feel nice on your low back. So apana is the way that the yogis talk about the breath in the lower abdomen, in the belly. And this movement helps us have a little more awareness of where the movement of the belly when we breathe. So this is an expansion, a filling of the belly on the inhale, and then there's this kind of squeezing out on the exhale. Of course, your breath doesn't really go down into your belly, I know that, but it does move. So on your next inhale, go ahead and just lengthen your arms and then lower your feet back down one at a time. And again, you can have the feet a little apart and the knees touching, and just resting your hands comfortably either on your belly or out to the sides with the palms up. And again, this opportunity to notice how you're feeling, that interoceptive pause. Maybe you close your eyes. Begin to breathe freely. Let go of any effort to control your breath. And as we shift toward Shavasana, the relaxation part of our practice, you may enjoy just having your knees bent and resting like this. If it's comfortable for you to stretch your legs out flat, you can lie flat. But I want you to really be comfortable, so just notice how that feels today when you lie flat. Maybe it's not that great. Maybe you felt better with your knees bent today. You could also put a cushion, a pillow, or a blanket under your knees. So see what's good for you. Getting settled, closing the eyes if that's comfortable for you. Letting go of the effort to breathe. And giving yourself permission now to rest a little bit. So this resting part of our yoga practices is just as important as the moving parts. Helps the body integrate the information from the poses and the breathing. So don't cheat yourself. Make sure you give yourself this time to rest. As we begin to settle, I'll say a closing message, a closing prayer. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at ease. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we all live with ease. May we all live in peace. So please allow yourself the next 5, even 10 minutes to rest. If that's a little challenging for you, if you feel like you need to hop right up, try staying for 12 breaths. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.